I want to show you what I see in the Bitcoin price chart, show you the levels that I'm looking for Bitcoin to hold, what's been happening over the last few days. Let's take a look. If it sounds interesting, drop the like and subscribe. Welcome back. So, coins. Charts that I've been looking at. This one here, which is the Gaussian channel. I've been looking at this one here, which is my moving averages lines on the moving averages on the weekly time frame. I've been looking at this one here, which is the 3-day time frame. I've got 2 moving averages, and I've been looking at this one here as well, which is the Keltner channel. So let's just go through them real quick, see what's happening, and then obviously you can grab out your day, yeah? But so far it looks all right. So like I said to you in the last videos, if you've been watching my channel, I've got it up. In these 2 videos here, if you haven't seen it, really watch it. This was bad because obviously we had broken into the Gaussian channel in this video, right? And this one sort of like showed the examples of where I'm looking as well. But things have happened slightly. So we did see the dumps. We've seen a sort of like a buyback up in the wicks. With this wick from the Gaussian channel, we do want to stay above this green line that's moving up, and every week this is going to continue to move up, which Bitcoin has, just like I said to you, this week's going to be the decider, because next week this green line is going to be even higher, and if Bitcoin is inside the Gaussian channel, then it could be devastating. That could be a sign that the market could be over, because every time we see at least one confirmed green candle, I mean, like, look, you can have candles come in like this, but then the next body candle come straight out, and it has to come straight out on the next candle, because if it doesn't, it causes problems. You can have wicks. You see there's a wick inside here, there was a wick inside there, but if you get a confirmed candle inside one full body, that's it. The market's done, guys. The market's done, and it's unfortunate, but the market's done. But we have not got that yet. So worst case scenarios, right? Well, best scenario is we stay above, just like how it is now, and it kind of comes up a bit more, so it's outside of the green, the green Gaussian channel. If it goes into it and we close into it by the end of next Monday, then the following week, next week, we must see a green candle push us right back up out of it, which can give us some hope. That's kind of what I'm looking at for that, right? Because like I said, when you enter it, especially on a downtrend coming downwards, after we've seen the blow off rally, right? You've seen the massive rise up on the downtrend. If we enter it, which is essentially this candle here, it's nasty. It's not good. It's not going to be pretty for the future. Let's take a look at what's going on over here. So we've got the moving averages. These are exponential moving averages. They're not that different from the simple ones, just slightly curved and moved a bit differently, but it's still strong and relevant. So we're still holding this 50-week average, right? Which essentially is supposed to be the most popular. Actually, I'll tell you what, I might grab up a simple moving average just to see the difference in the 2 averages, to see what it looks like with the 50 and the on both 50 time frames, just to see if we're seeing anything different. So let's make this like a really pinkish. Let's make it pink, and actually no, let's make it like a pale green, like and then I want to make it really thick so we know which one we're looking at, and I'm going to call this 50. Look, you can do this yourself, just how I'm showing you, right? Just want to see if it's any different from the yellow one, the orangey yellow. All right, let's see how much difference it is. Okay, so it's slightly different using simple moving averages. Maybe in the future I might start using simple moving averages. Maybe it gives a better reading than exponential, because when you look at that, we are above it. You see, I've just turned off the orange one. We are above it, so that's good. If we can stay like that, that's good. I'll make this one orange now. Make this the new orange, because what we want to do is we want to stay above that. We don't want to be below that. Essentially, we want to stay above this orange line so we can continue a healthy lift off, because every time we've been above this orange line, you can see here, look, prices came and met this, and then we bounced off it. If we've ever broken it again, my throat, fuck my throat. If we've ever broken it, it's been ugly. Because if you take a look here, look, we saw a massive rally up on 2021 cycle. We fell down, massive crash, 50% by the way, and then we bounced off it and came up for a second final wave. But when we break this orange line and we have a good few candles underneath it, this is where it gets devastating, because it comes down to meet this blue line, and once you break this blue line, the next line is too damn deep. It's too far down. It's right down here. So from this blue line to this pinky line, you're talking a 42% dump on Bitcoin, and usually the altcoins follow. So this is why we don't want to break this orangey line. Like, this is the last cycle, 2017 to 2018, massive rally up. we fall down, we break this green line, and then it's the orange line we're really hoping for support because that's your 50 week. Should we see a break of the 50 week and see a few candles underneath, that's your warning sign. You have probably a good few months. I know this is weekly time frame. Yeah, you got a good few months to really consider taking profits and getting out, right? Patrons will know my strategy on the take profit. If we do see a few candles underneath, I would be expecting a final pump, just like what we see every time we do break this orangey line. We always see a final pump before a dump, and it's happened all the time. Look, so we break this orange line, come down here, we have a final pump, and then a massive dump down, and this is what's always happened. So right now we're holding the support. We'll see what happens with that. Let's take a quick look at this. This is the 3-day. Now 3 days is similar to this one here, but you don't have to wait weeks just to see the outcome. You can actually see it a lot quicker. So what are we looking for? If we have one red candle underneath and then the next one is back up, that's fine. But if we get at least 3 candles, 2 to 3 candles underneath this green line, because it's on a 3-day time frame, it's going to happen more sooner. You can get more clarity quicker. So here's an example. 3 days, that's your warning sign. You've got 1, 2, 3 candles, 4, 5, 6, 7, loads of candles underneath. But 3 candles I think would be enough to say, well, actually this is weak, and actually we might see a big turnaround. Meaning that in the future, price making come crashing down. But like I said, I'm expecting a huge pump first before a massive turnover. Let me just show you guys in the past to show you what I'm seeing. So it doesn't matter where it was. This is the 19 event, right? Look, but we saw weakness way before this 19 event happened, because right here it broke below this green line, which again on the 3-day time frame is 100 simple moving average line. We broke it. We had more than 3 candles, right? We saw a pump up and then a massive dump, right? So there's a second chance that it's going to give us should it happen. And look, here's your example of 3 candles underneath. So your first candle comes down, we need confirmation. 1, 2, 3, we see a massive pump up and then a massive soon come falling down in price. So these are the things that I'm keeping an eye on. I want us to stay above this. Maybe by the next few days, we might, if it doesn't happen over these 3 days of this candle, maybe the next candle we can see prices come back up. But if we see 3 below, I'm going to expect prices to come up anyway. It's just a case of how much of a pump will we see and how much time will you make to have take profits, and that relief rally that comes, I think that will be the final one. When it starts to really come up, it'll be the final one. I think Bitcoin will get to 100k again, but we will see in the future, right? And that's it, pretty much it really. This counter channel, okay, I'll talk about this one. So I do ideally want this this price here, this price action, this red bar, to come and stay above this orange line. You can have one candle, this week's candle, down under, but the next one must come back above, sort of like what we saw here. So, back in, when was this? August, we did see a red closure underneath, but the next candle, because this is 2 weeks time frame, we want to see this come back up, and this is 2 weeks worth of price action. So actually, next week, this candle lasts until, when's the next one? The next one prints on the 14th of April. So actually, this has been happening over the last 2 weeks. By come 14th of April, we will see, from the 14th of April to the 28th of April, we will see if it can go green and come back up. That's essentially what we would want, right? Because if we go below this orange line, let me show you, especially in a bull trend, or after a bull trend's finished, it's ugly. Again, you're looking at weak price action, which eventually falls to a massive crash. But like I said to you, there's going to be a second chance, guys. And what am I looking for on this time frame then? Because it's the 2 week, I'm looking for at least 2 confirmed candles. So price action would have fallen down. You got your first candle here, which couldn't break above the orange line. That's your first warning sign. Your second candle warning sign. That's it. So even though we've got 2 candles underneath, I'm not going to be selling right away. Because some people are going to go to me when it happens, look, you got the 2 candles. Have you sold? Have you sold? No, not going to sell right away. Why? Because I'm expecting a second chance, a final pump up. And that's when I'm going to sell everything. Take some serious profits, get out, sit out for 2 to 3 years, wait for the massive crash, and get back in on the next cycle. But this surge, right, when it does come up from here to here, because look, you're talking like massive moves up. That was 137% pump on Bitcoin. Imagine what that would do to the altcoins. And you know, you're talking from going from 77,000 price to 150 something thousand price, something like that. I don't know. It's a big move for Bitcoin, and that could surge altcoins if it did do that. You're talking a new all-time high. I'm not saying it's going to do that, but you know, you can see. I believe that we will see a second chance, a second rally, whether it's just a relief rally or a retracement. It doesn't go as high as the last one, right? So maybe it might not come all the way up to here. Maybe it just does a sort of like gives us just like a little, what do you call it, like a retrace, and it comes to sort of like these levels here, maybe like, I don't know, $98,000. And then it rolls over and comes down. But we will see. I'll update you as time goes on. It all depends on, can we get back above this orange line, right? And can we still remain above these lines here? Because if we can, with not, you know, without these extra candles being printed, if we can remain above this line here, I think we'll be fine. You know, this is what I'm looking for. Make sure we're not in the Gaussian channel. So I'm going to leave it here. You know, if it was helpful, drop the like, give me a subscribe, stick around. Going to keep showing you this stuff. You need to see where we're going, what we're doing. Patreons are going to see when I'm selling. And, you know, I'm going to ask them to do a vote. Should I do another time capsuled video? And it's highly likely they're going to say yes, because they want to be the only ones to see and know what's going to go on with when I'm buying and selling. So if you do not want to miss when I'm going to be selling, become a Patreon. This is the tier you want. The exclusive VIP partner tier unlocks all the posts. See when I'm buying, selling, staking. You know, many people back then, when I told them I was taking profits right here, this area here, and it was lottery changing money. Lottery changing. Because I rode memes like a boss. I rode AI coins like an absolute boss. I made massive gains. It was life-changing money. And I took seriously nice profits, and I held back. It did fall down here. I bought some more, rode it up again. I've been taking profits up here. Does it show on my thing? I've been taking profits there. I've got so many different all these sales, look, all through January, February, you know, and then, well, I've been doing a bit of both actually. Actually, maybe just December, January, lots in January. It was loads in January. So, and that again is all around this time here. If you look down here, look, December, look, January. Only when I saw this massive dump here, I did buy some in February because there was quite a few coins that were cheap, but they became mega cheap sort of around about March and now, which I've been buying loads because I'm expecting a final pump. This white line is where I'm expecting it to go. 122k Bitcoin. Can it do it? We'll find out. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers. Never be defeated.